Welcome to Just Us Men. We got a great episode for you guys. We're going to talk about the NBA playoffs and our journey passing the Spartan Super and, you know, what we learned from it and everything we went through. Motivate you guys if you guys ever want to do a Spartan race in the future. Grab a drink, sit back, and let's go.
Always go hard with this crew. Welcome to the show, let's make moves. Nothing's gonna stop us, it's not to get rough. Turn the whole room up, it's never enough. Let's go, 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 let's go.
Welcome to Just Us Men. Like always, we got the man Jonathan, who doesn't wear short shorts anymore, Pedro, and I'm Jason. I told you guys, Dallas Mavs.
Yeah, you did.
Dallas Mavs. I called it. I'm taking your superpower of prediction.
There it is.
And I called it.
Which ESPN
Dallas.
article gave you that insight?
I know, right? All the only team we knew.
I just hopped out really quick and bobbed it out.
He's like, Dallas has a team, right? Okay.
Oh, wait, they're playing Boston.
Let's go
Oh,
for the
shit.
Stars.
Yeah.
No, man. I mean, you guys been watching it more than I have. So, I mean, I'm sure you guys were shocked on the other teams that didn't make it that you guys predicted.
Mm.
So,
Oh, yeah, I called the Nuggets, and that didn't happen. And then, I mean, and he was definitely strong in the Timberwolves. And,
I was rooting for
You were.
Ant-Man.
yeah, I know.
His future's bright.
I felt bad for him a little bit, but I mean, man, Dallas just whooped them. Yeah, that was something nice.
I'm telling you, man, they're on fire. Do you think they're going to make it all the way, or you think Boston has a chance?
Yeah. Mm.
Boston definitely has a chance.
Yeah, I think they have a chance too. You know, my thing is I'm not. I think the East is typically a weaker division, right? And then Boston to me reminds me of a West team. That's just kind of so. It's like, okay, yeah, that's if anybody came out of it, obviously it's going to be Boston, and I think I think they have a chance. I mean, I'm surprised with Dallas.
Mm.
I mean, that's my biggest thing is I am surprised. They do have a good team. So yeah, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be an entertaining final. So
Who Boston reminds me of is the hometown Rockets.
Mm.
They remind me of the Rockets of 6 years ago.
I was gonna say when. Not now.
You expected them there. You knew Harden was going to kill them in the regular season, get you to the playoffs with a high seed, and then it just not be enough. And that's what Boston has done. What the last 6 years?
In a minute, yeah.
5 years
Mhm.
with Jaylen Brown and Tatum. I don't know. I said last episode that I think that they're going to do what they did, previous years, but they haven't done that so far.
Right.
But they've also played teams that have lost their star players this whole playoff
Yeah.
run.
They just ran right through the.
They played without
Yeah.
They played the Bucks without Giannis. I mean, who they played? The Knicks.
The Knicks.
And then Jalen Brunson
Yeah.
left and he was done. So if it's a healthy Dallas Mavericks team,
Yeah.
that's a good team.
It is a good team. I expect. I mean,
This is the first
Yeah.
real star power I've seen from Luka. Of course,
Yeah.
he's bald and you know
Yeah,
what
yeah,
to
he-
expect from him,
he
but
can play.
this is just him coming, getting his footing. This is, he came the obvious European player. He came in with the Dirk comparison,
Yeah.
Dallas and Dirk, European. And then this is the first, get into that Dirk level of putting the team on his back with Kyrie and really a contender.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be fun. I really do think it's gonna be fun to watch. I really do.
I mean, you're a betting man, so who'd you got for this one?
Well, when you don't have the Houston Rockets,
You can't bet Texas.
Then you bet Texas, right? Yeah, no, but I would bet Mavericks. I mean, again, I do. I just, yeah, they made it look easy on the East, but again, it's the East. So let's see what happens when they actually go against the West. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
What was most impressive about the Mavericks is how strongly the Timberwolves played the Nuggets
And then they got wiped.
and then got just railroaded by the Mavericks.
Yeah.
That was okay, did their star power die down a little bit, or the Mavericks just that damn good
Right,
this year?
Right? Yeah.
Dang.
So if they are really that damn good, Boston I don't think has a shot.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I do hear you. That's going to be
Who'd you
interesting.
got your money on?
If I had to put money on it, I would go against my morals and put it on the Mavericks.
If the Rockets aren't there, you root for another Texas team. My man.
Well, I'm there with you guys. I'm going to
course you are.
Of course. Well, I claimed him all the way from last
You
episode.
did. I mean, you
I did. I was
called
like,
it.
I think the Mavs going to have it. And, and I really do think the Mavs going to have it. I think that you're going to have it this time. So, how long is I don't know. I mean, I don't keep up with basketball like you guys do. How long has it since been the Mavs actually won a, NBA final or NBA championship?
What was it? I know they played they beat the Heat, LeBron's first year there.
Okay.
When Dirk had
So it's been a
pneumia
while.
or something,
Yeah.
they were making fun of him coughing before the game, and then he went out there and lit their ass up.
Nice.
So it's
There
been a
it is.
while.
Been a minute.
Been a minute. Dang, man. Wow. But,
I think it's been a little longer for the Rockets, though.
Oh, it's been. I remember last time we went to the Rockets game, I saw the banners like 1990.
94,
94,
95,
95,
back to
95.
back.
Man, that was
That
elementary school. when I
was
was-
the years Michael took a break.
That's the only reason they won, huh?
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah, pretty much.
It
It was
is.
a baseball.
I mean,
You gotta pay off that gambling debt.
I mean,
you know how many people
Hey, don't
commented on
say that. You're
Yeah.
gonna hurt some people's feelings.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, to be honest, I mean, when the dude was dominating,
Yeah.
man. I mean, he I know we're not supposed to be, we're not here to talk about it, but dude won 3 years,
Yep.
took a break. Rockets came in there and they did their thing. They won their 2 years. Mike, dusted the rust off, and then he won another 3
Put the
years.
baseball bat back.
Right?
After he paid the
Yeah, I mean,
gambling
he
debt.
did.
I mean, that's
There's no denying that.
I mean, that's what the dude
There's
did.
no
So I
denying
mean,
that.
if he stayed, would he have won 8?
Yeah.
I don't know. Shout out Robert Ory.
My man, I love it. All right, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Oh man, guys, we've just, as you can see,
Yes.
you guys have one too. Finished the
We
Spartan
actually-
Super,
Yeah.
Austin, Texas. If you guys haven't seen the video yet, it's posted on our YouTube channel. I have a GoPro on. You see Pedro and Jonathan
That died
front of me.
midway in.
I'm telling you, it was the first time
I
you
just
guys.
remember he said, I'm going to shut it off now so I can save it for the end.
It never turned it on
Dude, I
again.
didn't realize that battery died so
Never turned
quick.
it on. I'm just going to save it. Hold on.
That's the first time I ever wore a GoPro like that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, it was fun. It was interesting to see it and watch it.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, I don't know what you guys do, but now that gave me so much more motivation. Because last time I did a Spartan Super was 2019.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
And so it's, dealing with the baby and all that, COVID and all that stuff. So coming back and doing my Spartan race like I used to, that just gave me so much more motivation.
Oh, no doubt.
And now I use that video, and I watch it on the treadmill. So if you guys haven't seen it, it's on our YouTube channel, it's Spartan Super. Go on the treadmill, just put it right there and just run with it. Have some badass music in the background, and it feels like you're running with us. And actually, it kind of tricks your brain
Or running past us, one or the other.
that you're running with us and doing the Spartan Super, at
Yeah,
least the
for sure.
first 12.
Yeah.
I mean, we had to cut that down to what? It was about 2 hours footage.
Yeah. It's
We
almost
had to cut
hour.
that down to 2 minutes to 20
That's an hour and a
minutes.
half, I think.
An
like
hour and a
that,
half. Yeah, we had to cut that down. But I mean, I still remember, obviously I still watch it to work out. You guys kicked ass. You guys both kicked ass.
Yeah, that was fun.
Seriously. No, man, you
That was
kicked
Guy
ass
over
too, bro.
here.
That was
You
fun.
kicked ass
Yeah.
too, man. I mean, for the first time you've guys done this, what'd you guys think?
It was amazing. So it wasn't what I expected.
Me either.
So and the weird thing, I guess, because it just kind of, I never really paid too much attention to the ads or any of that other stuff. But I guess the ads got me. I never really watched any videos. So to me, I was thinking, bunch of meatheads out there, just going through it. It's not what it's about. I mean, it's really not. I mean, we saw the old man with his
It's motivated
kid.
man.
With the, yeah.
His kid, grandkid, whatever
Yep.
it was, and they weren't all super built or
They passed
anything.
us a couple times.
Yeah,
And I mean, they were just going,
Yep.
and it was just, I mean, to see that bond between them two, and the whole thing for them, it was just they were going to complete it, right? And watching, I mean, the dude with the one leg.
leg.
With the still
You see him in
Yeah.
the video. If you watch the video, you'll see about 4 guys in military uniforms, one of them wearing a gas mask. And if you look closely in the video, you'll see that guy just with a
Yep.
metal leg.
And to me, and it's again, they were just going through it. They weren't rushing or
Right.
trying to beat a time. They were just completing it, and it was a group.
There was
It
no
was a
beating your
huge group.
chest out there.
Right.
You were just,
Right. And it was a
you were
teamwork.
fighting
This
something.
team,
Yeah.
yes.
A
And
lot of camaraderie.
Yeah, and like the dude that we saw that kept busting himself, and every time we come up to him, he's holding on to some kind of body part, struggling, and his friends
Yep.
looking at him, kind of cheering him on, and he gets back up to do it again, and it's just like, wow, that's freaking amazing,
Yep.
man. I mean, and that's what I got out of it. It's not about just I want to go there, and I mean, you can. I mean, that's you can. If you want to go as fast, you can. Try to complete everything. Amazing times, whatever, or go out with a bunch of people who you just want to get off the couch.
Yep.
And you want to do something. You want to complete something. You want to have a goal to go do, and that's pretty much what this turned out for me.
Yeah.
I mean, because again, I was sitting, basically sitting on a couch with you guys, and you called me out, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and I was just like, that's something I can do. So, I mean, I worked out harder, I trained, I watched videos, I try to learn as much as I could. So when I got there, I was able to do, I did most of every freaking one we could do.
And you did it very well.
Thank you,
You
sir.
did damn good at it.
You did.
Thank you.
I mean, seriously, dude. I watched that video, like I said, when I'm on the treadmill. You look like Spider-Man out there, bro. I was just
The
like,
biggest takeaway from that whole day was, damn, Jonathan went hard.
yeah,
I tried, man.
You did.
yeah.
And that's it. And it motivated me. It motivated me more to want to do again. I want to do the beast.
So are we serious?
Yeah. We're
Yes.
serious, yeah.
Oh, no doubt. My only thing, my only way I won't be able to do it is if my wife says, "Okay, you can do it." We're gonna have the baby. Baby's in September, sometime in September, I guess, maybe sooner. And it's in. We're gonna do the one. I want to do the one in Dallas, and that's in the 20th or 19th or
Right,
something.
yeah, yeah.
October.
In October. And as long as baby comes out great, wife, I mean, I got 3 other kids, 2 little ones at the house, plus can be the baby.
Mhm.
If all goes well, I'm going to do the freak.
Yep.
I'm going to train like I'm going to do the beast, and I'm going to try to go do the beast. And the only thing that'll hold me back is that.
And
So
for
tell
the-
us about your training. What is your
yeah,
training?
what do you do?
Okay. So my whole thing was, one, I wanted to get obviously in shape, and
Besides being bitten by a radioactive spider.
right. so the first thing first was, I'm not going to be able to make it. I was too out of shape to even just run 6 miles, right? So I had to make sure I can go 6 miles. So, and again, I have bad knees. If I run down the road, if I do it every day or even a couple times, my knees get bruised. It wasn't going to be an option. I just had surgery on my knee, last November. So, so I knew, even when I did anything, it started bruising on the inside of it. So I was like, okay, well, because when I first started training, I was like, go run. Okay, well, that didn't work. I couldn't walk right for like 2 weeks. It was too bruised. So I went straight back to what I know is the bike, right?
Right.
And so I was just doing the stationary, and then I would do outside, but mainly at work, I'd do the stationary. So every time I did the stationary, I'd do it. To be honest, it was only 20 to 30 minutes, but it was 20 to 30 minutes of hard. So I found me some good routines where basically I left puddles every freaking time I got off. It's not it. I mean, I was drenched, and doing that just at least 3 times a week, and then hitting the bike if I could some other time. But I also hit the weights. But it wasn't like, oh, I'm going to go spend an hour, 2 hours in the thing. I literally had an hour to work out, and half of it was towards stationary, right? And doing that, I mean, the weight started coming off of me. I just started feeling stronger, just generally, because I'm doing the weights as well. But at home, planks, push-ups, sit-ups, dips on the counter, leg lifts on the counter. Then I had.
Amazing, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Dude,
amazing.
I mean, if I'm cooking dinner, sitting there,
Impressed.
cooking dinner, I mean, it's not like, okay, I'm going to go over here and work out for whatever. I'm cooking dinner. I'm going to do some dips while I'm sitting here waiting for something.
Right.
No doubt.
Why not?
That's
Why
awesome,
not?
dude.
And
That's
then again,
awesome.
I had that, I had a pull-up bar, and that was in and out of my office. So if
Right.
I go over there, and I'm not like, oh, I'm going to do 100 of them because I can't do 100 now if I wanted to. But I'd go over
You're
there and
doing
do
something.
I'd do some pull-ups when I went in. Did some pull-ups when I went out. I did just holding myself there just to make sure, because I mean, as you guys can tell, you're doing a lot of holding yourself on the Spartan, right?
Yep.
Which again, I just by some of the videos I watched, that's what I was kind of learning. And I was impressed with myself that I was actually able to do because I was, I didn't think I was going to be able to.
Mhm.
Because I mean, I know what kind of shape I was
Yeah.
when you guys called me out, and I was like, I can't.
So how
But I was like, yeah, I can. But
how much
no.
weight did you lose to get to there?
So I only lost. Well, that's the thing. I lost real quick. Probably not real quick. I guess 2 months. About 10 pounds.
Okay.
I'm probably around 13 pounds, but it kept on. Muscle started coming up. So it's like I could see the fat coming off, and now the muscle started riding in there.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm kind of sitting right around that part, but I mean, I feel tons better.
That's amazing, dude.
Physically,
That's
tons
amazing.
better.
Yep.
My wife is, she good with it all too.
Strong like bull.
Strong like bull, baby. Strong like bull, no doubt. It's just helped. I mean, because so anybody that's actually out there who wants to do it, I mean, get a group of guys or freaking join us in Dallas. I mean, because
you hear that, guys? We're doing a Spartan Beast in Dallas in what, October? October. Spartan Beast in Dallas. So if you guys want to join us, our email is in our description. Let us know. Email us. We'll put a team together, and it's all about teamwork.
Yeah.
Eric Delgado, you commented on our post on YouTube. Come join us.
Come join us.
For real, though.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. And it is teamwork. That was what I learned, too. So, I mean, you
guys were pushing me over the wall. We were pushing everybody over the wall.
And
that's what kind of like caught me off guard. My most comparable thing to this was a half marathon, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
And you just put your headphones in and it's you versus the ground.
Right.
Make it. So when we got to a couple of things that I just could not physically do. And I'm like, y'all started saying, we'll give you a boost. I'm like, oh, okay. Like I didn't even know that was an option. Like I thought it was either you can, go up this wall or you couldn't, period. So, I mean, it was a great takeaway for me.
Yeah, that was really awesome. It really was. The teamwork aspect of it was really, I mean, just team building. If you want to do it with a bunch of guys, bunch of friends, and just, it's not about, who's going to finish fastest.
No.
It's about completing
Yep.
it, and that's why I was just like, okay, I do want it now. The Beast is a little bit longer than the Super, which is a half marathon run at 30 obstacles. And I have no experience on it, but other than the videos I watched, and it looks like it's going to be a lot harder.
Yeah.
So then let me ask you a question. So since we're you're taking this newfound fitness journey, right?
Yeah.
These obstacles, these whatever. What do you think about running a half marathon with me in January? That goes for you too.
I'm down, bro. I'm down to do it.
Again,
I'll be limping over that finish line, but I'm down to do it.
One of the things I was doing because of my knees was I kept on trying to strengthen my knees, right? Because I do want to be able to do it. And I was really worried with the Spartan if I was going to be able to, how I was going to feel afterwards. My legs, I was good.
So you think the KYKT
maybe
really helped?
The KT tape, yeah, maybe, I don't know. All I know is almost next week, the things that hurt me the worst was all upper body. My legs were
watching you climb that shit. I'd understand why. I'd understand why.
Well, I mean, too. I mean, holding the sandbags, holding the bucket of rocks, for a long period of time. If you're not used to the upper body, and it was funny because, like you were saying, I was struggling with the cardio.
Right.
I was struggling running to keep up with you guys.
Right.
When the upper body stuff came out, I was like, oh, I can do this for
that's
miles.
the thing. So the bucket was easy to me because, again, it was short, and the sandbags was easy because to me it was short. I could see an end, right? I mean, on those you go, I know where I'm going, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not that far. That's not going to be the case with the Beast.
No.
So I think the most where the upper body killed me was pulling myself up over everything, the wall stuff, because you're using all kinds of funky things. I thought the monkey bars were going to give me the hardest thing. The hardest thing on that one is grip.
What do you recommend on that?
That liquid chalk, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that was that one dude had it out there, and I felt like I was cheating. I'm not even lying when I grabbed it, because when you grab those bars and your hands are all sweaty, you're so nervous that it's like, okay, I want to make sure my next hand goes and it doesn't slip, because he slips like fudge. I got to start all over, right?
Yep.
That just makes the obstacle like two obstacles in one. You're just trying to hang on when it's already a challenge.
Right. So again, I there's people who do gloves, but the liquid chalk I think is the way I want to go. Just because I don't know if I want to go with the glove thing. I've heard get wet and then you have issues, or you have to take them on and off, and I think that liquid chalk would just be a lot easier.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's not cheating because, I mean, you're wet. You're sweating.
It's not cheating. Spartans.
It's not a cheat per se, but it
made it so much easier for me. Felt like he was cheating.
Yep.
Right, exactly.
For him, because I didn't do it.
Well, no, I mean, I was surprised.
He did it.
I did it, but that was the only reason why. If you guys see in the video, we're literally pouring this like liquid.
Oh yeah.
Chalk.
We had that one on the
video
there.
in the backpack, and I kept trying to do the monkey bars before that, dude. My hands were so wet and slippery from sweat, from water. It just kept slipping. And you see the other guys, bigger guys, more fitness guys than us, kept slipping. But the minute we put that liquid chalk, I felt like a glue to those monkey bars. Yeah. Where I'm like, I had just a better grip, everything.
Felt
So
like a cheat.
I don't know. I mean,
it's not a cheat. That's what that's what you do.
But it's like you had to. I felt like I had to do that, you know, and then so
right. So yeah, that's definitely what you need to have if you're going out there. Make sure you get some liquid chalk.
Yeah.
It's just squirt it on your hands, rub your hands, and hop up there and go down.
I didn't get an answer.
What? Okay. Yes, I do actually want to try it. And my whole thing is how will my knees hold? And again, after the Spartan, my knees didn't hurt at all, but it's not a constant pounding. I do want to test it, so I actually wouldn't mind doing it. We can do a half marathon Spartan. I think we can do it on pavement. We'll see. I do want to do it with you though. If my knees will hold, I do want to do it because physically, I think I'm not there yet. I will be there.
January.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, for sure.
Well, let me know. I mean,
because I'm not slowing down, and I'd love to do it out there with you guys. Yeah,
I'm down. Hell yeah,
no doubt.
Hell
I mean, because my first experience, like I felt like I was thrown in there with a lot of people. A lot of people during the marathon, half marathon, they're like not in the groups, but they had at least a running partner, right? They had someone they were with. There were a few that didn't, but like I'm like, okay, this is my first one. I'm out here alone. My mother-in-law was going to do it, but she had a surgery right before, so she wasn't able to do it. She had done it the year before, but I was like, okay, I'm out here like doing this by myself, and you know, it made it a little more difficult because you know, you're motivating just you, like you,
for sure.
Right. So I'm just running out there with us again. I mean, I think it'd be great.
I mean, Jonathan shared his opinion on the Spartan Beast. I mean, the Spartan Super. How'd you feel about it? Being this first time. I mean, what did you learn from it? Things that, you know, you take for the future? My
biggest takeaway is I underestimated it.
Okay.
100%. Like, my thought was, this was my exact thought. I just ran the half marathon in January. We're running half of that distance. Like, I'm not even worried about it. I work out every day as far as, you know, weights go, just maintaining what I like. I'm not even worried about this thing. I went out there in some shoes that I cut the grass in. Like,
no doubt.
I was underprepared to the fullest. And as you may know, biggest part of my life, I wing it.
You wing it.
Like, that's me.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know, it's unapologetically me. Like, that's just me.
That's just who you are.
I give my successes and my failures to it. So it's just take the good with the bad. So that was one of those cases. And that was one of those times I was like, damn, I should have just maybe read one article beforehand, right?
No doubt.
Like, because it was funny because I looked at it like, you know, these are beater shoes. These shoes are going to be destroyed when I leave, right? So I'm like, let me get my worst shoes I have. I got the shoes that are smooth as a baby's bottom.
Yeah, you did.
On the bottom of it.
Look at the video. You know how many times I caught you?
I'm just like I'm like, there's nothing I can't change this. Like, I'm just sliding, like, you know.
Man.
So one of the biggest things was I wasn't prepared. I took it too lightly, and it wasn't just that. Like, I drank a beer the night before. Like, I was just so unworried about this race.
Right.
And it came back the next day on, you know, mile 4 to 5 when like both thighs were just locked up.
Yep.
I'm like, I did this to myself. I did the half marathon. I never had a cramp. I never had a nothing. I was prepared for it. I came out here and I just completely overlooked what it was going to be. And I am feeling it in both thighs. I'm feeling it trying to breathe. I'm feeling it doing these body weight things that I'm not able to do. Like I, you know, felt I would be able to do. Like, I just went superiorly under prepared.
Yeah.
So that was my biggest takeaway. It was tougher than I thought.
You finished.
You finished.
I did.
You finished.
No, I was very disappointed in it. Borderline embarrassed with how it played out, honestly.
You still did good, bro.
But
you still did good. You finished. I mean, how many times we heard medical over
these
the radio?
these things, like the cramps in my thighs, like that's preventative.
Right.
The shoes that I was wearing, that was preventative.
Yeah.
Just the things that I could have prevented, I am upset. I was upset with myself about.
Okay, well, we got 5 months to fix that.
So, you know, the thing about it is, but yes, for sure. All of that. Totally agree. But yeah, you were about, I guess, probably 4.5 miles in, almost 5 miles in, you started cramping. That's a long way to go because it wasn't like you were barely cramping.
No.
You were hurting. And you were just hurting to stand. You're hurting to walk. You were hurting everything. And you still went another mile and a half and finished it.
Yep.
And you still went over things when, I knew you didn't want to go.
Well, I didn't think it was possible.
Right, and you did, and
I'm
you
moving my legs just talking about this.
I know, and that was the impressive part because again, like to me at the end, I was good to go. I really was good to go. I didn't leg wise. I mean, yeah, I had cotton mouth or whatnot, but I mean, it was I was not at that point not really hurt.
You weren't dead.
No, I was still really good to go. But if I was hurting by 4.5 miles, that's mental at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And you push through that. And I saw that a lot with a lot of people just mentally struggling and still pushing through to try to finish.
I mean,
and I give that to the camaraderie of,
dude.
I wasn't out there alone. We weren't out there alone because it wasn't for the weak minded on some of those obstacles. Just nothing in its own was too hard.
Right.
But you put that right after another over the course of 6 miles, going through this water, going through this like granite slope. Like now we're talking for real. Like it's tough.
You're using your whole body. You're not just like the marathon. You're just running.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You're using your whole body from physical upper body strength to lower physical body strength to cardio. You're using your whole body. So by the time you were, like you said, mile 5 or 6, you're beat. But you're not done yet. You still got a whole nother 10 obstacles to go.
Yeah.
And you can't even lift your body's done. You can't even lift yourself up a wall.
Yeah.
That if your body wasn't fine, you'd be like, I could do this in 2 seconds.
Right.
And if you watch the video, you could see the first wall right when the starting line. We were just like, no big deal.
Right.
That last wall.
Now you put that same wall at obstacle 25, and we're rolling over it. Like that's what it was.
Yep.
So it was 29 obstacles.
No.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, so it's if you actually look at the actual whole thing, now some of those obstacles were like, okay, but whatever.
Like,
but,
it's that big wall that we crossed. Like that wasn't an obstacle, right?
You still have to climb it. It's
and then you got to go back down.
You still got to ladder it. So they call that an obstacle. So
it felt like one.
So there's a total of 29. We did 29 obstacles.
And is that just the course that we were on?
Yes. So
I feel like we chose a tough course. I don't know. I'm just like the one that was in Houston. Where was it at?
Oh man, I forgot where Houston. I know we were talking about.
Like Conroe, Montgomery.
No. My wife's gonna kill me.
Cat Springs.
Cat Springs. Thank you.
Cat Springs. I just feel like that terrain couldn't be as tough. That Burnett terrain was something serious.
Yeah,
it was.
And
it was dangerous.
It was
serious.
hot.
Like you could bust a knee and ankle anywhere out there.
The rocks going through that water, and you're like going over boulders, but you don't see them until you hit them. That's like okay.
While you're exhausted a little bit. That was
especially you slipping and sliding everywhere.
It was, and that was terrible. Water. I mean,
that was terrible.
Dude. I mean, it was crazy. I kept trying to catch you. How many times we heard medic on the radio? How many times you saw a guy on a stretcher?
Yeah.
We saw a guy literally just pass out right there. Like this wasn't for a beginner. This is not for someone that you don't ever work out and you're like, I'm going to do Spartan Super.
No.
You need to train and prep for this.
Yeah.
So it was.
That was my biggest takeaway. I worked out, but I did not prep for that at all.
Right.
It's kind of tough to prep for it unless you have those type of.
I just feel like we had to have gone and done that one just to know what we're talking about.
For sure.
Because outside of that, my mind was, it's nothing. We'll do it, no problem. But now I'm like, okay, if we're gonna do the beast next, it's gonna be something serious, and you got to take it a little more
serious
than I did.
Yeah, like climbing that rope. I had no idea how to climb a freaking rope.
I watched you
watching
rapid and do your foot.
I was trying. That wasn't holding me for crap. I'm like, I know there's a technique here. I'm trying, but at that point, it was all upper body, and I'm going, this is not the way to do it right.
So we all get back. We get done. We all get back to the Airbnb in Austin. We had a nice Airbnb. Dude, thank you for picking that one out. That was beautiful. Sure. Nice little pier, fishing lake, right there right in front of us. It was amazing. We were completely muddy.
Yeah.
Jump in the lake to get cooled down.
Oh, that was nice.
And I remember when we all sat there.
We didn't even get that far. I remember jumping in the lake and I grabbed on the rope and I was dead weight.
once you hit the bottom, there was no upswing in that. It was just it's like okay.
When I took that downward, I just didn't stop. I didn't stop. It just went down.
You know how many people comment on my Instagram asked if that was real, if you did that purposely or it was a joke?
And then I started.
Did you post that?
Yes, he did. Ariel told me, he was like, your boy Jason did you bad.
I didn't know that.
I started swimming back just trying to swim back, both thighs cramped again. I said, oh my God.
By the time we sat down having a drink, dude, I couldn't even get up, dude. I couldn't get up. For me though, man, it was, like I said, cardio I need to work on. Upper body, I felt fine. The liquid shock, I feel like that will help next time. But after 4 or 5 miles, that's when my right foot, with my surgeries and everything I've been through, started cramping up.
Yeah.
And that's when it got so bad where the times we were climbing over the wall where you have to move your foot at that angle, right when I did that, there was a time where I couldn't move it at all. Yeah. And I was just like, and you heard me, I was talking to myself. I was like, I kept saying, F you, F you, F you. Like I was telling my disability to F you pretty much. And I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. And there was a few obstacles I couldn't do, and I tried and just couldn't do them, but in my head, I'm like, okay, I can't do these ones. I'm going to do them again next time. You know what I mean? But like you said, we finished.
Oh yeah.
We didn't stop. We didn't give up. We finished. We could have easily just called down paramedics or medical and say, okay, I'm done. Mm-hmm. They cart you off and that's it. Mm-hmm. And there was a few times I'm sure me and you were like, fuck man, that golf cart looks nice right now,
When my thighs were doing these sort of things, I said, oh man.
But we're just like, you just kept talking to yourself and kept motivating yourself and going, F you. Nope, that's not going to happen. Yep. I'm not going to do that. And we have a good viewer question about this from Chris in Las Vegas, Nevada. He actually messaged me on
no, don't do the Spartan if that's what you want to do.
Our Instagram regarding our Spartan video. How do you motivate yourself to keep going with goals when you keep failing? How do you motivate yourself to keep going with goals when you keep failing? Chris from Las Vegas, Nevada.
Keep failing. Why do you keep failing?
Exactly.
I guess make smaller goals until you keep on accomplishing those goals. Okay. I guess why are you failing at what goal are you getting at that you're failing at? I mean, if it's doing a Spartan super, or a beast, then you go to super. If it's not a super, that's a sprint. If you can't do any of those, then just
do a 5K.
Do a 5K. Do a whatever it may be. Just go to and just keep until you can't. So I mean, I didn't quite fail, but like when I first started,
you didn't even close to fail.
Not Spartan, not Spartan. But when I started working out, it was really hard because I was out of shape. I mean, so it was like I'm trying to follow these programs and watching these people ride these bikes, and I'm going, okay, I hear you. I can't. And again, it wasn't like, I was trying to go off where, they're going fast, I'm all motivated, I'm getting these things or whatever. So, and then, I'm like, I'm struggling to just finish. Right. So, but again, it's like, okay, my goal is to finish. My goal isn't to stay with them. That wasn't my goal because I was like, I want to be able to finish this whole thing. Mm-hmm. And then, after, I was like, okay, yes, I was able to do it. Freaking sweat everywhere. And I'm dying at that point. Like I felt like my heart's going to bust out of my chest. And then the next time that's not going super fast. I was just trying to get through it. Right. But the next time it's just like, okay, well, next time I want to go a little faster. Right. I'm going to try it again. And it's different programs, but basically same routines. Right. So again, it's just continuing to keep going. Because if my goal was always to be that end and I kept failing and I felt like I was failing because I just knew eventually I would get there. So I just kept doing what I could do by pushing myself to my limits without just going, I just can't do it, because if I just said that, then I would have never did the Spartan with you guys. I would have been just sitting there still, sipping on my drink, enjoying life, right? Still nothing wrong with it, but
that's when we should have known he was over prepared. When he stopped drinking.
And you'll see the last few episodes, he stopped drinking and prepared.
It wasn't the last few, it was a good look. How long? 30 days? 60 days?
It's probably about the last 30, maybe over 30 days.
Straight, just,
And I again, it was the whole thing with that again, because again, we'll go back to the fail thing, but it was me working out and me pushing myself and me getting there to where I was finishing. I was going hard and it didn't mean every freaking ride was easy, because it never, even now, it's not easy. If it's easy, then I'm not doing the right one. Mm-hmm. I'm not pushing myself hard enough.
I'm not getting nothing out of it.
I'm not getting nothing out of it. So it's continuing to push it hard, but because I was working out so hard, and then when I drank, I was just like, I'm not getting that enjoyment that my body was saying, no, just drink more water, not so
Right.
much alcohol. And that's why I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to set it down for a minute. But I drank once we got back.
You did. You got your first beer right
My
there on the
first
dock.
2 beers. One was mine, one was yours that I busted open that I just chugged out. But I mean, yeah, man. Then I started drinking.
Yep.
But again, because I deserve that. I earned that. I mean, and again, you just try harder and make sacrifices. And
If someone was like trying to work out, if someone was trying to lose weight, and they kept doing it and doing it and doing it, and they're failing. That's their goal, to lose weight. They're trying different things, and they're just not losing weight. I mean, what would you?
Again, that's kind of like the thing. So go back even further back. So I mean, even the Spartan thing really pushed me, right? But there was a time when I again, COVID really messed me up.
Oh, COVID messed everybody up.
I mean, I just started gaining a lot of weight. Sitting at home, not able to go and do anything, became fat and a drunk. That's kind of what I mean. That
Yep.
That's a lot of people.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So I mean that kind of messed me up. So when I finally said, okay, I need to get back into trying to do it, I was like, good gosh, I'm riding for 2 minutes. My heart's pounding out my chest, and I'm going, I'm not gonna be able to do this, right? I mean, I just can't freaking do this. I don't know what. I'm not even doing anything, and I feel like I'm dying, right? I mean, and you just have to figure out where you have to start somewhere.
Yep.
And again, it's like it wasn't just I did change my diet for this too. So it's like I started doing trying to focus more on like doing protein shakes and stuff like that, and eating smaller portions, but eating the right food.
Right.
So I did take it serious. I really did. Because again, I said the last thing I want to do is be embarrassed. I didn't want to get out there and just go, sorry guys, I can't.
Meanwhile, he embarrassed us.
He embarrassed us big time.
I just took it serious. You know how I get.
Yeah, I know exactly how you get. We know.
To a T. Don't even worry about it.
So it's like I do. I try. It's like I want to make sure I can do it, and it's just a mindset.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to be able to accomplish anything, you can. It's just know where you are right now, right, and then just push yourself a little harder. And just keep pushing yourself a little harder. And it's just like, well, if you're saying, well, I can't lose weight. Okay, what else are you doing wrong? It's like, well, I can't run. Well, get on a bike. Well, I can't do that. Do something, And like, again, like for me, I was doing, I was sitting there cooking, doing dips and or whatever it may be, leg lifts. I mean, do something. And my body was just taking it. And again, eat right. I loved, I love my wife's cooking. I'll go get, food, and then it's like, I'm not that hungry, but I'm gonna go ahead and give me another plate. No, you got to stop that.
Yep.
Drink more water, right? So fill yourself up with some of that other stuff because, once, and it's not easy, and if you, at the beginning, you might be like, okay, well, I'm still hungry. Well, drink some, relax for a little bit. If you do need another one, go ahead and do it. If not, wait for a little bit, maybe get you a snack, something lighter later, just so you're not going, I'm freaking starving, right? But you just have to keep on moving forward, right? That next step.
Yep.
And then eventually just make yourself small micro goals, right? I can do that now. I can do that now. I can do that now. Till eventually you go that bigger goal that you wanted to do, you can finally do it. That's my approach.
I think personally, the whole thought of wins and losses, it's the same as fails and accomplishments. Right. They're subjective, right? If you don't accomplish something, it's only marginally a fail, I feel. I don't want to, go with the whole cheesy, like, I didn't fail, I figured out a way not to do it, right?
Right.
But it's like, it's not so big of a deal that you didn't accomplish it yet. You just didn't accomplish it fully.
Correct.
If your goal was to run a mile and you ran a quarter, you didn't fail. You just didn't accomplish it all the way, right?
Right.
So maybe dial back. If you're having continuous fails, then dial back the goal a little bit and, get to where you are accomplishing and then build off that, kind of like you said.
Right.
And then I don't, the continuously failing, that's like, I don't keep track of how many times I win or lose. So like, I don't know what the goal, what the total is, you know, in my life of how many wins I have, how many losses I have. It's just, you know, you take the good, you take the bad. Either way, you build on it, you learn from it, you get better.
Right.
To where it doesn't matter if you take 3 straight losses and then you'll get 4 straight wins. Like, it's just another day. You take it as it comes, and nothing is truly a full out failure ever.
For sure.
So you just take that and build on a little bit more.
Just keep moving forward.
Keep moving forward. You know what? Let's change that question. You're an entrepreneur. You have a successful car dealership. Say that question was for someone that, hey, I'm trying to start my own business. I keep failing. What's the best advice you give someone like that? That, you know, they have a dream, they want to have a business of their own. For whatever reason, they keep failing. What's the biggest advice you give them?
I'd say keep those failures private. Don't share those failures, because if you share those failures, it opens up room for opinion. It opens up room for advice, and no one knows your goal and your purpose like you.
Right.
Sure.
So just keep on going at it. And I sell, on average, I sell about 500 cars a year, right? I don't know how many cars I've lost on. I lose on cars every day. I lose on cars all the time. There's just, it's an inevitable situation. But I win on cars. That's my whole theory of don't keep score. Like, you know, as long, a Drake quote, Drake lyric is, as long as the outcome's income, that's all that matters, right? So as far as business goes, so just don't keep track of your wins or losses. Just keep approaching it, and know why. A lot of things I say, they sound repetitive because it's really just how I live by. Remember why you started. You know, just keep on going. And if it didn't work today, then and that's the biggest thing I would say. If an approach doesn't work today, that doesn't mean it's never going to work. That means it didn't work in this situation.
Right.
So, for an example, how to sell a car. There's only so many ways to sell a car.
Right.
At the end of the day, you're either going to sell it or you're not. Right. So because you can strike out with 3 straight customers, that doesn't mean like, okay, I need to go home and look in the mirror. I need to slap myself around, see what's going on. It's you can approach it tomorrow the same way. And that same car you didn't sell yesterday, those 3 customers will sell tomorrow, right?
Right.
So, which is where, you know, it's never a complete failure. It's just part of it. You take the good with the bad. Life is a series of ups and downs. You can never get too high on the high or low on the lows. Find that middle and just keep on pushing.
Okay.
I've failed a lot of times, in meaning of I've bought a car for $5,000 and had no option but to sell it for $4,000. But I've also bought a lot of cars for $5,000. I sold for $10,000. It just
amazing.
You just take it in.
There.
Never a full loss. Right. What I'd say.
It's weird for me, and a lot of people. New Year's Eve is one popular holiday. A lot of people look at New Year's Eve as a way to start the year fresh. You know, I'm smoking. I'm going to quit smoking on New Year's Eve. I'm going to start losing weight on New Year's Eve, you know, New Year's Day. I'm going to set these goals and dreams and resolutions. I do the same thing. Not going to lie. Do the same thing. I have a list of things I want to start in the new year. I do this every year. I've done it for years. I keep them. Okay. And then one day I just thought about it. I'm like, wait a minute. But if you mess up that year, you got to wait till the next year to start over? If I failed at something, say, you know, I'm trying to get, you know, bigger arms. I'm trying to start a business. I'm trying to do something, and I failed that year, or I failed in the first 2 months, or, you know, someone who's trying to quit smoking, someone who's trying to start something or work out or lose weight. Now I failed 2 months. Well, I got to start, you know, start the next year. My mindset has changed on that. I still do the New Year's resolution. I still make goals and, you know, dreams for myself, but I look at every day as a new year. I look at every day.
Yeah.
It's a new start. You're not promised tomorrow. So if I wake up in the morning, say, for example, I messed up at work. I did something. My boss got on me. Jason, you did this wrong. You know, wife, you get on your wife's case. You know, wife was like, baby, you know, you could have did this different. You could have said this different, whatever. I lay in bed. I go, okay. I'm laying in bed. I'm thinking how the day went. I'm going, okay. I did this good. I did this bad. What did I do bad today? Okay. I did this bad at work. I did this bad at home. I did this bad, whatever I did. Tomorrow's a new day. Let me fix that. You know, let me fix that goal. Let me fix that failure to keep going. You know, some people don't like that mindset. I have that mindset.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and does it always work? No, but damn, I do try.
Mm-hmm.
I do try every single day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, okay, I didn't hit the gym last
That's a
2
man's
days.
motto. Damn, I do try.
I do try.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you got to think about it. Failing to me, is when you're done trying. Is when you're done. Is when you're like, okay, I'm done. I'm just not going to keep trying anymore. Like if me and you, you saw us, bro. We were in pain. We were literally limping to that finish line. I was dragging my right foot. You were so cramped up. I don't even think you can walk.
Couldn't.
Okay.
Yeah, he was struggling.
But we're like, we saw that finish. We're like, oh, let's go. Even that last obstacle, that last rope thing where you had to come back over.
The cargo.
Boy,
cargo
did
deck.
I not think I
The
was
cargo
coming
deck.
across
You
that.
looked at it. And I remember I was with you. You looked at it and you're like, I can't move my legs. I can't.
Him
To
coming down, he was struggling,
Yeah.
and he's just coming down.
to anybody, even a kid could look at that and like, oh man, I could do that. That's great. You could do that. But not after 8 miles
Yeah.
of doing what the hell we just did. Your legs and your body's just done.
Yeah.
But you're like,
6 miles.
screw that. I'm keep going. I'm going to keep going. You could easily said, nope, I'm done. And just took the easy route. But you're like, no, I'm going to keep going. And we did it.
Yeah.
We finished. And I feel like some people, they go, you know, when it comes to smoking, when it comes to any type of goal that they want, well, this didn't work. I'm done. That's when I think you're failed. That's when I think, okay, you're done. You
Very
failed.
good point.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if you're like, man, I did this wrong today. I failed at this day, but I'm not quitting. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep trying to finish my goal, whatever it may be, as long as you're not quitting, because guess what? One day it's going to click. One day you're just going to wake up and go, oh, shit, I didn't fail today. I didn't fail. The things that I maybe kept failing over and over again, I didn't fail today. You know, and there's been many times with me where if it's at work, if it's at home, I'm a new dad. You know how many times I've failed with a baby? I still fail. Still trying to learn how to do this. When we first brought her home, I never changed a diaper in my life. I actually put on a diaper
Me
wrong.
neither.
You know what I mean? And I was like, what are you doing? That's how you put on a diaper. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. You know how many times I failed? But now I could do that with one hand. You know what I mean? So it's like, why? Because we didn't quit. We didn't say, okay, I'm done being a dad. Bye. You know what I mean? I'm done. Well, this is too hard. I'm out. You know what I mean? I kept going. Okay, you know what? Yeah, I failed. Okay. Tomorrow, I'm going to keep going. Tomorrow, I'm going to keep going. Tomorrow, I'm going to keep going. Until one day you're not even realizing it. You're actually not failing. You're actually, you know.
Yeah. Okay. So I hear you, and I do. I really do. I get it. I don't. I know, and you said it. You know, the whole failure. You know, and whatever. I never look at my days as a failure.
Okay.
I didn't do something today. I didn't accomplish it today. Doesn't mean I'm not going to be able to do. Like when I started working out, I mean, I wasn't able to. When I was doing the bike, I wasn't able to fit. You know, I wanted to finish. And again, I'm not a goals person. Again, I had this one for the Spartan.
Mm-hmm.
I had a date I needed to be at, right? But I don't really set myself as goals. I don't know why what am I going to accomplish? Where am I going to go? You know, and you know, I know I can accomplish. You can accomplish. Everyone can accomplish whatever you put your mind to.
Exactly.
Right? How hard are you going to work at it? You know, what is your motivation? What is going to push you to continue to do it so you can accomplish whatever you want? If you have no motivation, you have no real, I want to do something, but I'm not really putting in the work for it, you're never going to do it, right? And I guess you could say that's a fail per se, but if you stop and say, screw it, I'm not going to do it. Yeah, you failed at that. But I mean, if you want to do something, it's not a failure because you couldn't do it. You just couldn't do it today.
Right. Exactly.
And you just keep working at it. And again, like I've never looked at my days and go, you know, okay, well, today I just totally failed. It's like, okay, so, and with kids, I have a 21-year-old. Yeah. I've messed up plenty with him. Plenty with him. And I could look back and through all my time and say, that was just stupid. That was my fail. I know where, you know, on that one was just that. And that's looking back going, yeah, that was wrong. That's not the way to do it. And with my kids now, it's like, you know, okay, I probably shouldn't have done it that way. Okay, next time I'm not going to do it that way. Right. You know, and again, that's why I always said when we were doing, you know, the kids and stuff, pay attention to your kids. How did that affect them? Yep. You know, does it affect them, you know, the correct way when you do this? Well, how about this? Or how about that? and see what it is, right? So again, it's not just because it didn't work that day, or I wasn't the perfect father or the perfect husband or the perfect employee, didn't mean I failed. It just means tomorrow I got to change the way I approach things.
Yep, exactly.
And
exactly.
So again, I hate, you know,
I like that. I like what you just said.
Yeah, and it's like, it's not, you know, the whole, why don't, you know, I keep failing. It's like, you're not failing at anything. It's just, you want to get somewhere, and it's just like, okay, now let's just keep working at it so I can improve myself, so I can complete whatever I'm aiming, or what that ever task that may be, right?
No.
So if you keep putting yourself that I failed today, that's kind of like a negative impact on yourself, because you're looking at yourself as I failed. Don't look at yourself.
And that's going to make you not want to do it tomorrow.
Right. Because it's like, I keep failing. No, yesterday you weren't able to do it. Let's try again today.
Try again tomorrow.
And let's just try, you know, just keep trying and just keep trying and just keep trying. And then you're just going to go, okay, yeah, you know what? It wasn't a perfect day. Tomorrow we're going to work on that. You know, we're going to try again.
Yep.
And just keep going, man. And you can accomplish anything.
Yep.
You can accomplish anything.
I like that, man. I like that a lot.
I don't know. So I just,
I like that, man.
I don't like the failure thought. I don't like that. Because I'm never going to do everything right.
No.
It's just not possible, man. You're not a perfect person.
No.
So if everybody's going, well, I failed at that. I failed at that. I'd be walking around. Everyone be walking around. I'm a failure,
We'd still be in the third grade.
Yeah,
right.
We'd be failing everything.
Exactly. I mean, you know.
Man, I like that. I like that statement, man.
Yeah.
Man, I appreciate that.
Life's not a test all the time. It's not just a pass or a fail.
Yeah.
Right.
There is a middle ground. You know?
Yeah.
There is a middle ground.
And especially being a new dad and you know, and a new husband, if that. I mean, been married for 4 years, so you're still learning.
You're going to make mistakes.
I remember, today with Warren and them having their baby.
Yeah,
I remember.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. I remember, like, it was during COVID. I was in the garage and I was doing a workout, right? And I just felt like, okay, I was an only child my whole life. I was one of the youngest. I was the next to youngest. I have no experience around a kid, a baby, a nothing. I'm just like this 26, 7-year-old guy that has just always been about me. It's been about my business. It's been about my wife. Like, now there is a baby inside that's crying that I don't know what to do for them right now. Like, I don't know how to help this child.
Turn up your music, bro.
Like, and it just, I felt so overwhelmed and like, okay, like to where I recall texting my wife and saying like, hey, like, I just feel a little disconnected. Like, I feel like we're both first-time parents, right? This is our first time with our kid. And like, you just naturally know what to do. You know how to take care of her needs.
It's like a woman's gene or something.
The motherly instinct, right?
Yeah.
You know how to do what she needs. You know how to be there for her. And like, I just feel like I'm looking like, okay, tell me what to do, because I don't know what to do, right?
Yep.
And going from that to like, you know, my daughter's going to turn 4 in November. It's like, now it's just like, hey, Grace, like, let's go do this. Like, I just know what to do now. Right. So it was never a failure back then. It was a learning opportunity and a learning experience. So just seeing going from, you know, like you said, there's nothing that none of us can't do. Right. At that point, I'm like, I don't know how to be a good dad. I don't know how to be a great dad. I don't know how to help her with what she's needing. Like, taking it from that to like now, it's just like, yeah, all you ever need is time and just keep trying.
Yeah.
Nope. Yep. I think the biggest thing I struggle at, and I wish, you know, anybody that's a producer for game shows can make a game show on this, is trying to figure out what your kid says. Oh. That's the thing that I'm struggling with. She'll come up to me and, you know, me and Elijah were like, what'd you say? Yep. And you're like, it's like a game show. You got a timer in the background and you have like 30 seconds on the clock to figure out what she just said. And you both are trying to say, and she's just looking at you like, no. And
what the hell's wrong with this guy? Why did he understand me?
Exactly. Yeah. I think that's the biggest thing right now. I'm trying to figure out, you know, she's learning how to talk. Yeah. She's talking so much more. And she'll just come up to me and just start talking. And I'm like,
that is a prime example, though. To go back to the question, that's a prime example.
Yep.
So she's saying some things right now that y'all aren't understanding, right? So is her attempting to speak today a failure?
No.
Because there's going to be a day probably soon where she's speaking perfect and you understand everything. So are these failures of today failures?
No.
No, they're learning opportunities.
Right, exactly.
They're improving the process.
Right.
It's
So let me tell you this. So it's a quick little funny thing. So my mom was taking care of Natalie, and she was taking care of both of them, whatever. And Natalie kept on saying, "Hey, I want something." She kept going. And mom was like, "I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what you're saying." So she goes with my mom. She goes, "Noodles." And she goes, "Oh, noodles, yes." Yep, that was pretty hilarious.
Oh my goodness!
Because she knew what she was saying.
Yep.
She's like, "What's wrong with this lady?"
Does she say, "Hear my message"?
Hear my message.
Hear my message. Does Natalie come up to you and go, "Hear my message"?
Oh, good God, she's gonna be a preacher. No, she does not,
dude.
The Sarah?
Oh my goodness, dude! All the time. If I'm playing with her, if I'm like, she's playing with her dolls, and I'm like, "Let me play." No. Hear my message. And for she did this for the longest time. And I'm like, what in the world? Where's she getting? So finally at school, obviously she transitioned a new class. But before she did, we went up to Miss Melissa and Miss India. We're like, "Hey, what is this?" And we told them, and they started laughing. And they said, "It's a song that we sing." She's using it now.
That's what she got.
She's using it now to pretty much look at us like, "No, hear me."
Wow.
I'm like, oh my goodness. And she'll get in her face. She'll walk up to me right in my face and say this. And I'm like, hey. And you're like,
okay, I got your message.
Yeah,
I got your message. Yeah.
It's crazy.
I heard it.
Oh my
Hear my
goodness.
message.
But no, I appreciate what you guys just said. That means a lot. And have you guys heard in the last previous videos, I watch these videos. You guys help me be a better husband and be a better father. And exactly what you just said right now, I'm going to be like, man, I'm going to watch this again because you have one mindset, but you open my eyes to another one. You open my eyes to another one. I'm like, oh, okay. I like that. So I appreciate you guys so much for that. And Chris in Las Vegas, Nevada, hopefully we answered your question. I feel like we did. I appreciate you, the viewer question. If you guys do have a viewer question,
Chris, come buy us a drink at the end of the month when we're out there.
That's our next episode we're going to be doing.
Oh, yeah.
So, Chris, thank you so much. If you guys have a viewer question about anything and everything for us to answer, emails in the YouTube description right there. Thank you guys for watching us. We're already over 1,000 subscribers in a few months, and all because of you guys.
Such shit.
So, thank you so much.
My man.
Oh, my goodness. This is always fun with you guys, man. I love it. So, thank you so much, guys. See you next week. Thank you.
See ya.